Hello lovelies, welcome back to Alakege YouTube channel. In today's tutorial we'll be continuing what we started off previously, that is looking at the different methods that we can use to draft a princess jet bust here. So we look at two in our previous tutorial, and today we'll be looking at another two methods that we can use to draft a princess that bust here. So to start off, I have my basic body pattern right there. I'm just going to label it. That's the chest line, the bust point, the underbust, and also the waistline. If you don't know how to draft the basic bodies, please go and check out my video. I'm going to link it down in the description box. So on the chest line, I will input the quarter of my bust measurement. My bust is 34. So 34 divided by 4 equals to 8.5. And I'm going to take that 8.5 also on my under bust and also on the waistline. So I'm just confirming the measurements there, 8.5 on the chest line and also on the under bust line and also on the waistline. So just measure quarter of your bust measurements on your chest line, on your under bust, and also on your waistline. And I'm just going to connect the lines together, the dotted lines I have there together, like so. So I'm just going to connect it like that. So the next thing I'll do after this is to input cut half of my bust span measurement. My bust span is 7, so 7 divided by 2 equals to 3.5. I'm just going to mark that on my waistline, the under bust line, and also the bust point. And I'm just going to connect those lines together like so. So I'll just connect the lines together like that. So right now, the next thing I'll do now is to take my dart, and I'll be using 1 inch for the dart. So I'll take half inch on one side and half inch on the other side. And on the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and I'll just connect my dart leg to that. I'm sure if you watch the basic tutorial, the video on the basic tutorial, just know that this is how we take. Now you're going to connect your dart legs. So I'm just going to connect it like so. So the next thing is to divide my handlebars measurement divided by 4. My handlebars is 28. So 28 divided by 4 equals to 7. That means I'm supposed to have 7 inches on the handlebars there. So I'm just going to measure what I have there away from where we've taken in from the dart. So I'm just going to measure that. So I'm just going to measure what I have left there. And I have 8 inches left. I know instead of having 7 inches on the handlebars, I have 8 inches. That means I have extra 1 inch left that I'm supposed to take in for that. So I'm going to use that 1 inch to contour the underbust in order to create the bust here. So I'll be using that 1 inch to contour the underbust area. And then I will also measure what I have left. So now, to contour this, instead of taking the 1 inch on one side or dividing the 1 inch into 2, I'll be taking 0.375 on the side around the center front. I'll take 0.75 around there and take 0.625 on the side of the side front. I hope we know that. So this is the tape measure. So 0.375 is just the third line at the beginning. This is the 0.375. This is where your 0.375, and the rest is the 0.275. And I'm just going to mark that on the tape, on the pattern paper like so. I'm just going to mark that. Then on the waist area, I know that my waist is 28 also. So 28 divided by 4 equals to 7. That means I'm supposed to have 7 inches there. And you know we've taken in 1 inch that already. That means I have 0.5 inches left to contour the waist area. So that means it's 0.5. I'm just going to divide that into 2. So I have 2.5, 0.25 on one side and 0.25 on the other side. And I'm just going to connect that to the underbust like so. So I'm just going to connect it together to the underbust like that. I hope we get this. So I'll use my curve ruler to complete the dart leg. So I just use my curve ruler to connect it back to the beginning of the dart like so. And here we have the contouring for the underbust area. So here is how you're going to contour your underbust and your waist area like so. So I hope we understand this. So the next thing is to find the midpoint around the armhole area. So once you find the midpoint, you're just going to use the curvy part of your French ruler of your pencil and start to connect it like so. So these are just going to connect like so. Make sure you just raise the side. You know how I taught us yesterday, just raise it at half inch and just going to blend that half inch back to the armhole like so. So here we have our armhole, our princess dart box here. This is another method that we can use. So you can use this method for your business dart bursting. So the next thing I'll just do now is to mark my bust dart. So my bust dart is 2 inches. I'm just going to connect it to the bust point area like so. So that is all for this drafting like that. So I'm just going to cut off the excess paper around there. I'm just cutting off the excess pattern paper that I have around there. I'm sure we know how to cut out our patterns. So I'm just going to close off the bust dart now. So I'm going to slash through this. Then I'm just going to connect, just place the pattern on top of each other to close off the bust dart. You know, we have to close off the bust dart. It is very, very important. So I'm just taping down the pattern paper, then I'm just going to connect. So now I know it would have shifted, just like I showed us yesterday, that it would have shifted once you close it. So the next thing is just to use your pen or your pencil to connect it back by the side. So I'm just going to do that, and I'll continue to tape it down, then cut off the excess paper around there. So this is our pattern. So if you have sharp edge around there, just trim it off in order to have a smooth area there. So this is what we've drafted. This is how you're going to, this is one of the method that we can use to draft our pattern for underbust, for armhole, princess armhole. So this is the second one for today, and I've just labeled my lines already like so. So the next thing I'll do is to mark half of my bust points on the waistline, on the underbust, and also on the bust point. And I'm just going to connect the 3 dotted lines together in order to create our dots. So I'll just mark the 3 lines together to create our dots. So to start off, you're just going to be doing a little bit of calculation. So what you're going to do is to divide the bust circumference into 4. My bust circumference is 8.5, is 34 divided by 4 equals to 8.5. Then my underbust circumference is 28. So 28 divided by 4 equals to 7. So 8.5 minus 7 equals to 1.5. That means my dart intake will be 1.5. I hope we understand how we come about this. Divide your bust circumference by 4, your waist circumference, your underbust circumference by 4, and whatever you have there, you're going to minus it from each other. So what you have left will be what you're going to take in for your dart intake. So I'm just going over the calculations all over again for us to understand. So just divide that into 2. There's no need to take more or less on both sides. So I have 1.5. That means I'll take 0.75 on one side and 0.75 on the other side. You're going to mark that on the waistline and also on the underbust area. And I'm just going to connect those lines together like so. This is just that simple to make. So I'm just going to connect the lines together, and from the bust point area I'm going to come down by 1 inch. So I'm just going to come down by 1 inch. Then I'll use my curve ruler to connect to that area like so. Just watch what I'm doing. This is how you're just going to connect it, and boom, this is how you're going to do your contouring for the princess that armhole for this one. So this is how you just get it like so. I'll do now is to find the midpoint. I mean, to take my bust measurements on the chest line, and now I've already done. That's 8.5. I know we understand that. Then on the under bust area, my under bust is supposed to be 7, but we've taken in 1.5 inch for that intake. That's 8.75, and also on the waist area, I will be taking 8.5 because 7 plus 1.5 equals 8.5. I'm just going to connect those lines together like so. I hope we understand how we come about this. So now on the armhole area, you're just going to look for the midpoint, which I'll just locate. Then from there, you're just going to connect it straight to your dart leg like so. And this is how you're just going to do that. So you can tighten the armhole area by taking half inch on both sides from where you mark. So you can just tighten it just like I showed us yesterday, that you can tighten the area by doing half inch on both sides. So just take half inch on one side and half inch on the other side, and you know you're just going to blend it in back. You're going to blend it in back to your princess darts like so. That means you're going to raise the second leg of your darts. That's where you're going to raise for the half inch in order to have equal length at the sides. Just raise it by half inch, then use your curve ruler just to connect it back to the armhole like so. And voila, this is the what we're supposed to have here. So on the bust dart, I'm going to take my bust dart, which is 2 inches. Please don't forget to take your bust dart. It is very important. And that is all for this method. So the next thing I'll do is just to cut off the excess paper that I have here, cutting it off like so. I hope we understand this. If you have any question, please ask a question in the comment section down below. And right now, I'm just closing off the balls dart. Don't forget to always close your balls dart. It is very important. So I'm just closing it off, and I'll just tape it down. And you know you're not going to be having the same thing at the side area. You have to blend it in back. Can you see how it looks now? So just use your ruler to blend it back to the armhole area like so. And you're just going to tape it down and cut off the excess paper around there. So this is the patterns that we make around the no, I've not finished cutting that part off. So around the cover area, if you have any sharp edge there, just trim it off like so. So just remove your pattern. If you have any sharp edge, please make sure to blend it in back. Make sure to blend it. So this is the patterns that we make today. This is I'm just writing my annotations on it. You know, I didn't write my annotations before. That means this side you're going to cut it on fold. You're going to cut on front. That's the center front. You cut it on fold, and this is the side front. You cut 2 pieces, and I will write the same thing too on the second one. Center front, cut and fold, and this side front cut to PC. So thank you very much for watching. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe. If you have any question, please ask your question in the comment section down below. I'm just going to respond to that. If you find this tutorial helpful, please give me a huge thumbs up, like, comment, and also share this video with your friends and fellow soulmates. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you. So catch you in my next tutorial. Bye.